Alright everybody, so here we are going to discuss how to write equations for lines. Recently we talked about how to graph lines based on equations. Specifically, we talked about one type of equation, and today we're going to go in the opposite way of what we did. One thing that we should remember before we start is this equation that we were using quite a bit, which is y equals mx plus b. M is our slope, also known as rise over run, and b is our y-intercept. Okay, so we're going to be discussing two ways to create equations for lines. One way will be to make an equation in slope-intercept form from information given to us. And the other way will be to make an equation in slope-intercept form by using what we see in a graph. So that's what we're going to cover here in this video. So that first method is to create an equation by using information given to us. Example 1, write the equation of a line where m equals 4 and b equals -8. Well, that one's pretty simple. We just take the numbers. We're told that our slope is 4 and that our y-intercept is -8. So our equation, y equals mx plus b, will be y equals 4x minus 8. There's that. Example 2, write the equation of a line with a slope of -3 and a y-intercept of 4. This one's more just about vocab. Remember that slope is m and y-intercept is b. That being said, m is -3 and b is 4, so our equation ends up being y equals -3x plus 4. And that problem is done then. So that one was really just about knowing the vocab, knowing that slope is m and the y-intercept is b. Next example. Consider the following line. So, we need to create an equation for this line, and to do that we need to know the y-intercept, and we need to know the slope. So let's find the y-intercept first. And in order to do this, we need to remember what a y-intercept is. The y-intercept is where our graph hits the y-axis. So somewhere along the y-axis we have it. And we see here that at this point, 0, 4, our graph is hitting the y-axis. That means that our y-intercept is 4. So we know that b is 4. To find the slope, you're going to want to start at a point and then find another point that's somewhere to the right of that point. So the first point to the right that's easy to see is this one here. And what you want to do is figure out how to get to that second point. I would recommend going up or down first and then going to the right. So in this case, I end up going up 2 and over 1 to get to that point. So I went up 2 for rise, and that's a +2, and then I went 1 to the right, which is +1. Positive over a positive is still a positive number. 2 over 1 is 2. So that means that m is 2. That's my slope. So that means that the equation overall, y equals mx plus b, is going to be y equals 2x plus 4. We're putting together the information from parts A and B there. Alright, on this one, don't consider line 4y minus 3x equals 0. Just consider the line that we see over there to the side. You can cross that part off. We're going to do the same thing we did in the previous example. First step, find the y-intercept. Somewhere along the y-axis we have this point. We see it right here this time, and that has coordinates 0, 2. Our y-intercept is where we hit the y-axis, and we're hitting the y-axis at a value of 2. So in this case, b equals 2. Now, we're going to look for 2 points that are pretty easy to read. Ones that are on intersections between the axes, or between lines is good. So, that's a good one. And actually, our intercept is also a good one. So, we're going to use those. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start at this point, and we're going to get to this point. Remember, usually we want to try going up or down first, and then to the right. So, to get to that point, what has to happen? Let me make my fraction here as well. Well, the first thing that we need to do is we go up 1. So, our rise is positive 1. And the second thing we need to do to get to the point is go over 1, 2, 3 boxes. And that's 3 boxes to the right, which is a positive 3 in the x direction. Our run is positive 3. Positive 3, 1 over positive 3 is 1/3. So, m is 1/3 here. Now we're ready to make our equation. So, we know then that y equals 1/3 x plus 2. Last example, write the equation of the line that goes through 0, 2 and 4, 4. Okay, well, there are a few things to realize here. One is that when you're given coordinates, you could end up graphing them. That might help you. Another thing that's helpful to realize is that y-intercepts always have this form, where you have a 0 for the x and then a number following it. If you can learn to recognize that as a y-intercept, which it is, that right there is a y-intercept. If you can learn to recognize that, that might save you some time. Otherwise, when we graph it 0, 2, you can see that it's in that perfect position. That's exactly where we would want it. So, our y-intercept in this case is 2 again. Now we have that other point, so let's graph that one too. The point 4, 4 is up here. And to find the slope, rise over run, let's do the process that we've been doing. Going up or down first, and then going to the right. So to get from here to here, we need to go up 2, so that's plus 2 here, and over 4. 2 over 4, they're both positive, will reduce to positive 1/2. So that's our slope. And at that point, we have our equation, y equals 1/2 x plus 2, and that's the equation for that one. Listed here is your homework right at the bottom of the page. We will be going over this tomorrow in class. So please complete it. Good luck, and I will see you soon.